Before we start the debate, each person pick a number 1 through 87. Whoever gets closest gets to be team 1.
1 through 87.
50.
Yeah. Okay.
43.
35.
69.
This nigga was the closest. The number was 85.
All right.
So,
Okay.
69.
Terrell was the closest. So
Hey,
Terrell
Wait,
go first.
I was the closest?
Yeah, my number was 85.
Oh, right.
So,
Shoot. Okay.
so how we're gonna do it is we're gonna have each team gonna have different intervals that they go through. So team 1 is Terrell and Alex, and they're gonna have 4 minutes to make their opening arguments. Then team 2, which is kind of red, they'll get 4 minutes to make their argument. What's good, Abby? And then after that, team 1, they'll get into their main points, their main reasons why they think AJ Lee is better than Nikki Bella. Then team 2, they'll have 6 minutes to rebuttal that. Then after that, team 2 gets to make their main points on why they think Nikki is better. Then team 1 has 6 minutes to rebuttal their argument. Then team 2, they have 3 minutes for a closing argument, and so does team 1. And after I say the time is up, you just got to stop talking, or points will be deducted when I make the final vote. And after the debate, we're gonna have the chat. I'm gonna let y'all vote first. So whatever I say don't influence y'all decision, and y'all will vote on which team y'all think had the better argument. Not who you think is better, but what team had the better argument.
Understood.
So everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Abby.
So I'm gonna start in 3, and y'all got Terrell, Alex, y'all got 4 minutes. So in 3, 2, 1, go.
Terrell, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be defending AJ, a trailblazer who forever changed women's wrestling. While Nikki Bella is undoubtedly a popular figure, AJ Lee represents something deeper. She was the voice of the fans who wanted more than just glamour and reality TV. AJ Lee broke barriers at a time when women were given only a few minutes in the ring, delivering passionate promos, technical matches, and inspiring a movement that later grew into women's revolution. Without AJ Lee's impact, the landscape of women's wrestling might not look the way it do today. That's why I believe AJ Lee stands above Nikki Bella.
My opinion on AJ Lee is based on that I was watching wrestling between 2011 and 2018, the heyday, before Black and Gold, before the Women's Revolution. During hashtag Give WWE Divas a Chance, AJ Lee was a wayward wrestler. She was too good for the divas, but not enough for the major people that came out after 2015. She said things to authorities on national television that were never told, not for a very long time. And after she left, she laced up her Chuck Taylors and went to a different adventure. And because of that adventure, she came right back to 2025 and possibly one of the loudest pops that a woman wrestler has gotten in a while. I believe, in my opinion, other than Alexa Bliss. I'll even say Nikki Bella to a certain point. With AJ Lee, we have always honored her as a wrestler, not as a diva. She might have held the Divas belt, but she never was a diva. She might have wrestled not like a diva, but she never was a diva. And I will always honor that for AJ Lee. That's it.
So y'all cool with that? With the open argument? All right. Let me reset this. All right. Kai, Reg, 3, 2, 1, go.
You got a Rage?
All right. I'm gonna just start to respond. As far as AJ being a revolutionary figure, I think that's a bit. I think that's a bit overblown in a sense. I think if anything, Nikki Bella is a bit more of that. Like she comes from. If AJ, let's go from the inception of the Bella Twins, all the way back in the late 2000s. This is like knee deep in the Divas division, the real Divas division. Like this is like 7 years prior, and then she wasn't even a wrestler at the time. She was managing Miz and Morrison, Primo and Carlito. They were on ECW as valets. Like, then they became not the Bellas, Nikki Bella specifically. Then they became wrestlers, and then she ultimately the Bella twins split, and then when they split, they as wrestlers Nikki Bella became better. She became a main eventer. She carried the Divas division going into the women's division, and then she retired in her peak. Like that's if anything, she went from the dark ages of the Divas division, carried the dying days of the Divas division, coming into the women's revolution, bringing more eyes to the division. Then she handed it off to the quote unquote real wrestlers. To credit to those women, and then she retired at her peak, and now she's back now. So that's all I have to say.
So when you talk about Nikki Bella, who started off as a dancer, who became a 2 times Divas champion, the longest reigning Divas champion, the 2015 most improved women's wrestler, the 2013 comeback of the year, to having a match at WrestleMania with John Cena across from Miz and Maurice. You got to put respect on Nikki Bella's name. Someone who, when we talk about trailblazers, someone who elevated, who you could almost say single-handedly, of course, with her partner, her sister, Brie Bella, single-handedly gave the Divas division a platform to even showcase their talents and to give people an interest in the Divas division. Without Total Divas, which the Bellas were the catalyst of that, and going into Total Bellas, you would not fall in love with Naomi and Jimmy Uso. You wouldn't fall in love with Natalia. You wouldn't have fell in love with Paige. You wouldn't have fell in love with all these divas who eventually became something more than being just a diva. But you know, the title of diva, you cannot disrespect that, because Nikki Bella was the diva of that era. Without Nikki Bella, there is no Divas division. There were women who were better wrestlers in ring, but how are you going to notice the women that are wrestlers without having the off-brand marketing, the outside of wrestling, the person who actually puts the asses in seats? And, you know, AJ Lee, she had a nice pop coming back, but don't forget when Nikki Bella came back, you know, how amazing that was. And don't forget who's the actual Hall of Famer in this situation as well, and who didn't retire, and who hasn't been away from wrestling for 10 years.
Those were some good opening arguments. I like what I heard from both sides. All right, team one, y'all got 7 minutes.
All right, Alex, let's go.
Okay, there we go. I'll start, and then Terrell, you take it. Let's do some counterpoints, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki Bella was the longest reigning Divas champion. She was the second longest reigning Divas champion. AJ Lee was the first. Then they gave it to Nikki Bella after she left. Nikki Bella was a 2-time Divas champion. AJ Lee was a 3-time Divas champion. AJ Lee has done 2 matches at WrestleMania, one for the Vicky Guerrero Invitational and another in a tag team. Yes, Nikki Bella was in a tag team with John Cena in a gimmick match with The Miz and Maurice. I get that. AJ Lee, after winning a brutal fight with Caitlyn and possibly dropping one of the most toxic promos against Caitlyn ever in WWE history, calling her trailer park trash, that to this day it still reverberates and most people don't even talk about that anymore. She won the belt and the Invitational. The next day, Stephanie McMahon came out and said, you should act like a Divas champion. And in that promo, you can see her eyes, the glare of something more. She realized that she can never be as beautiful as Nikki or as glamorous as Eva Marie or have the family backing of Nia Jax. And yes, Total Divas was awesome. I will admit that. I watched every single episode. Every single one from season 1 to the end. Why? because the first 3 seasons was meander. Nikki Bella's trying to understand their lives. And then we saw Liv Morgan. Then we saw Eva Marie, Nia Jax, Naomi, all these people. To say that, yeah, Nikki Bella had an impact on TV, true. But to this day, no one talks about what AJ Lee did that was way more impactful than anything else you can ever imagine because of the fact of this. AJ Lee was a wrestler. She left a wrestler. She came back a wrestler. Nikki Bella was a model, turned into a diva, then came back a wrestler. 3 different things. Terrell, go.
So Nikki Bella and AJ Lee's paralleling careers is actually pretty eye-opening when you think about it, because while Nikki Bella was, a model, dancer, what have you, AJ Lee was actually in the independent circuit. She started off in New York City, of course. At the age of 12, she wanted to be a wrestler after being a wrestling fan as a child. So with that being said, we could just go off some of her accolades before she even touched WWE surface. Now, in Women's Superstar Uncensored, she was a tag team champion by the side of Brooke Carter, which lasted 87 days. Then when she got noticed by WWE, she went to Florida Championship Wrestling. She was a 282nd day champion as Queen of Florida Championship Wrestling. Then she was 112 day Florida Championship Wrestling Diva. She had the Divas title down there. So she already had, championship runs on the independent circuit. Then in WWE, combined as Divas champion 3 times, that's what makes her title reign longer, because it's combined, but not like consecutively.
Mm-hmm.
But
and the pipe
first reign was 200. Yeah, first reign was 295 days. Second reign was 48 days. Third reign was 63 days. But as far as when you go about Nikki Bella, yeah, Nikki Bella had a little TV show. It was all cool, but we're talking about she's making divas famous versus making divas better wrestlers. Nikki Bella didn't do that. AJ Lee wanted that. Nikki Bella just wanted to put, she wanted to make people stars instead of making people better competitors. That's where AJ Lee differs. AJ Lee came in as a wrestler, an NXT rookie that had to have Nikki Bella, showboat as the better wrestler, because at the time when they had a match in NXT, which I call the commercial era, because it was a lot of coonery going on or whatever.
Yep.
Nikki Bella was supposed to be dominant in that match, and she injured herself trying to be dominant in a match against AJ Lee, which, by the way, AJ Lee won that match. So the injury could have sparked the decline in Nikki's ability to wrestle. And that just says a lot. Like, how do you injure yourself during a match that had no botches? Just to go into AJ Lee having compelling stories when she gets to the main roster, even went back to show some love on NXT with Bayley, because without AJ Lee, there would have been no over. The hugger movement would have never got over with Bayley if it wasn't
by
for
Bayley's
AJ
words
Lee.
herself.
And those, yeah. So Nikki Bella, I just don't see her in ring impact. Her movement came after AJ Lee left, after AJ Lee made it known that she need the Divas division to be more serious. She needed to be taken more serious. And so she had major stories on screen with John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Kane, Dolph Ziggler, just to get into a beef with Caitlyn, which is by far the jump off of one of the greatest diva rivalries in that time period.
Gave Big E
Nikki Bella didn't have that. Nikki Bella was on reality TV trying to push that. She wasn't pushing in-ring talent. She was just trying to, I guess, have her own little VH1 moment, I guess. And if you ask me, Brie Bella was better than Nikki Bella in the ring anyway. And Nikki knew that, because Brie Bella actually took her wrestling career serious after that pipe bomb that AJ Lee did that put the whole locker room on notice.
Which embarrassed the Bellas too damn much. That's it.
Okay.
That's cool. All right, so Kai and Reg, y'all gonna have 6 minutes to rebuttal. Let me know when y'all ready to go.
Let's do it. Good. Damn, nigga, 3, 2, 1, go.
Y'all can just go.
Oh, fuck it. Oh.
Did
So-
you don't start the clock? No, restart.
Yeah, restart the clock, bro. I'm waiting for you to say go. That's why.
I was about to fall. I was about to
Shit,
fall.
we
My
gotta.
bad.
Nah, I ain't trying to lose no time.
Come on, nigga. That's so much work. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
So, I mean, I figured that our opponents were gonna bring up the in-ring stuff more than anything, which that's valid. That's valid. But why do we watch wrestling for real? For real, entertainment value. Nikki Bella is the epitome of entertainment during that era. And you can't say that she was all looks and all flash, because no, that was the era previous to her, where they was doing mud wrestling and shit like that. Nikki Bella is the only one from that era who actually was there to help the Divas era walk into women's evolution, because she was at Evolution. Where was AJ Lee? So I can't believe that we're sitting here debating and we're rewarding a quitter, someone who we said we brought value to the women in the ring, but she wasn't even there to carry over the next era. She wanted to make people better. Where was she to make people better? Nikki Bella was there. She might not be the best in ring, but an active body is better than an inactive body, if I do say so myself. And we're also comparing someone who has a way smaller sample size as well. And let's be honest, they didn't want to say it, but I'll say it. I mean, the most noteworthy thing of AJ Lee's career is Paige coming up. If we really want to talk about it, if it wasn't for Paige, I couldn't remember anything past that or before that. If we're going to be completely honest, I mean, listen, Nikki Bella and Brie Bella had a great feud. People don't want to give it credit, but it was a great feud. It was a great promo. You should have died in the womb, or whatever the case may be. I thought that was a great promo. And Nikki Bella and John Cena, how do we reward the men for doing things outside of the industry to bring eyes back to the industry, but we chastise Nikki Bella for doing so? Because if it wasn't for Nikki Bella, think about this, she helped get more eyes on John Cena. Even though he played a heel on TV, that helped John Cena boost his profile to go into Hollywood. If it wasn't for Nikki Bella and the Total Bellas thing, Daniel Bryan, no personality, just a motherfucker with a beard. How about that? And how about this? Like I said, how do you win all these accolades? The comeback superstar of the year in 2013, 2015, most improved. Nikki Bella actually had a range to improve as a wrestler. AJ Lee been AJ Lee the whole time. Nikki Bella, so we could reward Maurice from being on Tough Enough and all this shit. We could reward all these women for being on Tough Enough and becoming better. But Nikki Bella was a dancer. No wrestling pedigree at all, and was still able to put on decent to good matches and improve drastically over time. But we won't reward Nikki Bella for that. But we'll reward everybody else. And we'll reward AJ Lee. She was in the circuit. She was in independent FCW, all that good stuff. That's fine and dandy. But where was the actual improvement over time? Nikki Bella actually improved her wrestling skills. Y'all just seen the match with Becky Lynch? Come on now. Let's not act like Nikki Bella didn't actually get better. AJ Lee just been this way. Nikki Bella been on an upward trajectory. You got it, Rage.
Great talks, Con, man. Let's talk about the beginning of AJ. We talked about the inception of the Bella twins to now. AJ, we talk about the independence. Not a lot of people know that, but let's talk about what most people know. She started off in NXT, not the NXT, not the one that we know about, the game show NXT. That's where she started. She started there. That wasn't even ECW. It wasn't even the first season post Nexus NXT. Nobody was watching that. So it's a whole era. It's a whole piece of AJ career a lot of people ignore or don't even know about. My second point is in terms of AJ being the best wrestler of her era, in her best rivalry, she wasn't the best wrestler. Caitlyn, while I don't know why she doesn't get credit all time, Caitlyn was carrying her in all of those matches. In my opinion, she was the only one, due to the heat and the rivalry, she was the only one to make AJ's offense really look effective, in my opinion. My next point, while AJ may have more title reigns than Nikki Bella, she may have the first longest. And credit to her for that. That was an impressive reign. Credit to her for that. But the significance outside of her most infamous promo, and I'm gonna get to that later. It really wasn't memorable in my opinion. Outside of Nikki Bella post promo, but we're gonna get to that. My next point. While she had her biggest promo, while it kind of made sense for that time, she really had no McMahon involvement, no Stephanie McMahon. Nikki Bella had the star power to have a match with Stephanie McMahon, the Bella twins. So who's really the bigger star? I don't know. Stephanie McMahon. I don't know. My next point: compelling storylines. What Team Hell no? Caitlyn. I guess CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. I guess. Dolph Ziggler, cool. I guess. But those were supplemental roles, and that wasn't in the women's division. I'm sorry. Nikki Bella's, all of her storylines were in the women's division. My next point, this in-ring fallacy. Damn it.
Yeah. All right. Before Terrell and Alex, well, actually, it's gonna be back on y'all after this halftime break. So it's gonna go back to y'all. But I think it's two things I'm gonna address from both sides. One thing from each side. So I think the direction Alex and Terrell went in was like the Nia Jax example. I didn't really get where that was coming from. That kind of had me confused because that's in a completely different era. So I say try to keep it specifically on the era of AJ Lee and Nikki Bella because Nia Jax came after that, and she's much improved now. So I don't even think that's fair. And then for Con Reg, I think with the AJ Lee quitting, that was pretty funny. But she did have to retire early because of injury. So that's
hold on. Repeat that again.
I think it was a point Alex made about he used like Nia Jax as a comparison. I didn't really get where he was going with that. That had me kind of confused.
I can explain the Nia Jax thing. It was a comparison to like people in that era didn't really get better between 2013 and 16. Nia Jax was botchy as hell. NXT and when she came up to the main roster. But AJ Lee during that time wasn't as botchy as that's what I meant. That's all I meant. Like just like in terms of the years has passed, Nia Jax has gotten better in 10 years. We all know this. After 10 years.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's a comparison of two different eras because once she got to the main roster, AJ Lee was already established.
Yeah.
So
I want to say that.
You get murky there. But that's just criticism of both sides. But now team 2, y'all gonna have 7 minutes to get y'all main points across. Y'all have a bit longer than what y'all had last time. So let me get the timer and do the countdown. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so Nikki Bella, for all it's worth, don't even think about the in-ring wrestling. Nikki Bella, to this day, even when she wasn't active, was an active ambassador for WWE. I'm talking about showing up to events when her name is called, showing up to award shows, doing whatever she had to do to help promote the company, even when she wasn't directly tied to the company. No Legends contract, no nothing. So Nikki Bella always came back and gave love to the women. Okay, AJ Lee had to retire, we know, because she got injured. Obviously, I was being facetious. I wasn't, really saying she quit, sarcasm. But at the end of the day, y'all love someone who hasn't given anything back to wrestling since she had to retire. It's not like WWE fired her. If she got salty because the stuff with CM Punk, whatever the case may be, cool, good on her. But Nikki Bella, whether you like her or not, she actually, bled WWE blood and actually gave back to the women's division, even when she was no longer there. So much so, even having appearances from people when she had her own show and she didn't need to have none of them on there. Still keeping contact with the women, still helping them to elevate, in their own right. And AJ Lee was doing her show, which is cool, right? Also, we talk about the title reigns. AJ Lee had more title reigns, but Nikki Bella's 301 day title reign was more significant than any AJ Lee title reign. Nikki Bella, the Divas era title reign that she had was the most significant title reign of the Divas era because of what occurred during that title reign. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we're talking about somebody who's a Hall of Famer. All right. People can say what they want about the Hall of Fame, but when your favorites get voted in the Hall of Fame, it's a big deal. But because Nikki Bella's a Hall of Fame, it's trash now. They just gave it to her for no reason. No, the Bella, they earned that Hall of Fame induction. And AJ Lee could have got it as well. Who's to say that AJ Lee couldn't have got it? Nikki Bella left retired for the moment. AJ Lee had to retire due to injury. She could have got Hall of Fame, but she wasn't worthy of getting Hall of Fame because she didn't give anything back to the business. Nikki Bella gave everything back. A model transition into a wrestler. That's like the Miz transitioning from reality TV to a wrestler. How do we not give more credit to that? Is the shorter person that can jump higher than the 7-footer? Do they not work harder? Does that not mean that person is working harder because they have more obstacles in their way? AJ Lee had a training. Nikki Bella didn't, but Nikki Bella had what we all win every superstar today, whether y'all want to admit it or not. She had the presence, she had the look, and she had the stories. AJ had the in-ring skill, of course. I mean, Dragon Lee got in-ring skills too. But Rage, you can go.
Yeah. I don't know where this came in. I guess it came in the new women's division, where work rate has been the main barometer in judging women all time. Nikki Bella, well, I really got to think about it. Nikki Bella, you talking about WWE women? She got to be top 10, and AJ is not that objectively. We talking about everything from career WWE career for WWE career. She's top 10, and it ain't just in ring. Like again, it's so many people during Nikki Bella's era that was wrestling that was better than AJ. It's people during AJ's, again, Caitlyn, Alicia Fox. Come on, like it's so many other people during her era that were better wrestlers than her. Post era that were way better wrestlers, way more accomplished wrestlers. So this in-ring thing, in terms of judging women, I just think it's not the right way to go. In terms of Nikki Bella's star power, she paid it forward. She made stars. Again, AJ Lee, most of her airtime was not in the women's division. It was not in the women's division. It wasn't until Nikki Bella and the Bella twins split, and Nikki Bella and the Bella twins became real wrestlers, like actually wrestling separately on their own individually as singles competitors, when they made the Divas division complete. That was the antithesis of AJ. Nikki Bella made it whole, and then of course the exodus of AJ. Then you got the NXT women. Charlotte was who was the next rivalry? Charlotte Flair. Then who did she have? Nikki Bella. While we did want a total divas rivalry with Naomi, we had that with Natalya during her title reign, I believe. And then again, AJ Lee, some of her biggest matches were against Nikki Bella. And like star makers like AJ, Natalya, of course people wanted to see the total divas thing, so forth. And my final point, the pipe bomb. Similar to CM Punk's, the promo aged terribly, considering that AJ's most of her airtime again was not in the women's division. It was surrounded by men. And nowadays the women more free. They dressing more provocative, just as provocative. If you wanna. It more than Nikki Bella's era, way more provocative than Nikki Bella's era. If you want to talk about provocativity and provocative dressing in AJ's and Nikki's, it's way more than that today than it was in her era. So it just aged terribly, and it was just hypocritical considering that it was hypocritical considering that she end up leaving. Similar to the reasons that CM Punk did. Of course, she got injured, but like, was it career ending? I mean, she's back now conveniently. Same. Oh, my final point. Same was like CM Punk, because if Vince McMahon was still there, 100% guaranteed, neither of those two would be there.
That's time.
Good shit.
That's a good argument. All right, Terrell, Alex, y'all got 6 minutes for a rebuttal. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so we talk about Nikki Bella building the women's division while AJ Lee was gone, due to injury, due to mental health, and all these other things. So let's talk about what AJ Lee did while she was gone. She became a mental health advocate. She wrote TV shows and comic books, still based around wrestling, not under the tutelage of WWE, but it still don't change the fact that she is diehard wrestling before WWE and after WWE. She did choreography with CM Punk for the Hills TV show, and also did writing and commentary for Women's of Wrestling. So yeah, Nikki Bella got her run, like strong, hard run, while AJ Lee was gone. All this impact and stuff that happened, even with the divas after that, Charlotte, Becky, Bayley, Sasha Banks. Well, before we had those four, we had AJ Lee and Paige, two of the total opposites. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that AJ Lee made Paige. No, she didn't. Paige was already, good in her own right. But what she did was took someone that is the total opposite of her, and it worked. And it went against two people, Brie Bella and Nikki Bella, who has chemistry. And even though that rivalry was good, it still didn't change the fact that AJ Lee cooked them every single time in promos. You know why? Because they still had a diva's mindset. That's where it all comes into play. They still playing Kim Kardashian, while AJ Lee is thinking Alondra Blaze. What is it that y'all not getting?
All right.
And even though we can give Nikki Bella the credit that she do have, yes, she's a Hall of Famer, her and her sister. Not by herself. The tag team is the Hall of Fame. Not them singly. They're just not.
Mm-hmm.
And, she gave back to WWE, showing up to events and showing the Diva some love. But why was she doing it? And then we talk about her last match that she just had with Becky Lynch. First of all, that story was not even there. And we know the reason why she needed that. Nikki Bella didn't want that. She needed that spotlight. Because she's the same person that she was 10 years ago. Someone that could not get over as a wrestling figure. She could only get over as a celebrity. And that's two different things.
Yeah.
It is. You want to be a star or you want to be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
Because all stars have an expiration date. And while people were still screaming AJ Lee's name loud and proud, even with CM Punk returning, wasn't nobody thinking about Nikki Bella.
Nope.
Nobody was.
All right.
Nobody was. And that's just being for real. Nobody was thinking about Nikki.
Okay. I'm funny.
Even with her going against Becky, nobody wanted Nikki to go against Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Nobody asked for that.
All right, Terrell. I got this. Facts, the last 2 minutes I got left. Caitlyn's feud with AJ, Caitlyn herself has said in interviews that it was AJ Lee that was a ring general during the whole feud and the last matches. So I'll put that out there. 1. 2, if it wasn't for AJ Lee going to NXT and actually doing that match with Bayley and telling her as a ring general during that match, hug me again. This is working. That Bayley character probably wouldn't have gone that far. We all know that the hug that Bayley's gonna hug you. The match between Sasha and the Belly, they won her that match in NXT. That's memorable because of that reason. And we all go back to AJ Lee, which Bayley herself has admitted. AJ Lee fought any person that was there, and every person that was there had to retire, which, by the way, on the same year she retired, Nikki Bella broke her neck. When she came back, welcome back, Nikki Bella, is a whole different world. Because now you got the 4 horsewomen and hungry sharks in the back trying to get that spot. Something that you didn't have around 2011, 2015. Because it was just the Bellas, AJ Lee, Natalya, Naomi, and others that disappeared. Which, by the way, if you look at the Bella cast in the TV show, there's only 4 people left that are actually actively on the roster right now. Naomi, Natalya, Liv Morgan, and Nia Jax. That been there since. Everyone else, Eva Marie and Carmen, bye-bye. That's the difference. AJ Lee I respect because she's been a wrestler that influenced everybody over the long period of time. Nikki Bella had her rise, broke her neck, came back, disappeared, and then we had some of the best matches from 2018 to now. Where was Nikki Bella there? I don't know. But I know that AJ Lee lit the spark. Nikki Bella opened the door, but AJ Lee lit the spark that started it all. And last thing, AJ Lee was actually in the final part of a movie with Florence Pugh fighting with my family. Where's Nikki Bella's movie? At least a cameo. Yes. Let's go.
All right. Interesting.
All right.
All
I'm
right.
gonna respond.
Y'all got 3 minutes for
Terrell.
And 3.
All right, Real, you said something.
1.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Y'all got 3.
Go ahead.
Y'all got 3 minutes for rebuttal. I'm gonna do the countdown. Then y'all can go. At 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Real, you said something very interesting. You had a crazy soundbite. The whole Kim Kardashian analogy. I think that was very harsh of you. I don't think it was Kim Kardashian. I think it was real. I think that was real sports entertainment, and I think that pipe bomb got to AJ's head because again, prior to the pipe bomb, because again, most of her career again was sports entertainment, and it was not the best sports entertainment if you really want to be honest with you. And that goes back into let's go into the future of her career. 2017, bringing back the Divas. Her rivalry did not just include John Cena and The Miz. It also included one of the better heels of the era, her era, and better all time than AJ Lee, might I add. Maurice. She brought her back, and she was also involved in one of the greatest promos with The Miz. So she brought back something that was the dark days, and she brought it back to WrestleMania 34 in modern times. And Alex, you said Nikki Bella, when she came back from injury, she didn't have but prior to when she got injured, she had no sharks. So there was no sharks. So what was AJ? AJ wasn't a shark again. You made my point that Nikki Bella made the women's division, the Divas division at that time, whole. And Total Divas was a success. My final point. Everybody on that show, literally everybody, had a prominent role. Cameron, Eva Marie, Paige, who was also on Total Divas. Everybody was a success. So Total Divas was a success in general. That was it. That's all I gotta say.
No, I'm ready for the closing argument. I'm straight.
That's all I gotta say.
This is opposing argument, so you got to go.
Oh, damn, nigga, you said I thought I was rebuttal. Well, Nikki Bella, like I said, Nikki Bella is the one who ushered in the Divas era to the women's evolution era. Nikki Bella is the one that officially closed it as the leader of the Divas era. She put Ronda Rousey over 2018 at Evolution. Nikki Bella's long-term influence is more important than AJ Lee's. The only reason why people love AJ Lee so much because she was gone. When someone's gone, you miss them more. I mean, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Not because her actual impact made more of a difference than Nikki Bella's. If anything, you could say it's less than comparable. If you want to say it's comparable, that's on you. AJ Lee wasn't the catalyst of women transitioning to actual competitive wrestling. That was Paige. Paige was the catalyst to women actually doing things different, having different looks, and actually worrying about what the matches were. AJ Lee was a part of the same era where the women barely got 10 minutes to wrestle. We're not about to act like fucking AJ Lee was wrestling 10, 15 minute, 20 minute matches. We're not about to do that. And AJ Lee, whether y'all want to admit it or not, a big part of her popularity is being married to CM Punk and her in-ring ability. Not because she was super over like Nikki Bella was. You can hate Nikki Bella all you want. She was trash in the ring, but she was way more over than anybody in the Divas era, and Brie Bella included. And Nikki Bella's Royal Rumble return also got a pop. We're not going to say that nobody cared about when Nikki Bella came back. When Nikki Bella came back at Royal Rumble, it got a pop. When Nikki Bella came back to confront Becky Lynch, it got a pop as well. And last but not least, AJ is respected by fans for her wrestling, not her crossover appeal, which every wrestler needs to have in the modern day, even going back to the 90s and shit, having Big Show and the Waterboy. You got to have crossover appeal to be one of the greatest. You can't just be the fucking greatest in-ring wrestler. If that was the case, fucking Andrade would be the fucking GOAT right now. And last but not least, man, like her appeal media-wise is nowhere near as influential as Nikki Bella. And her in-ring skills are just like 2 levels above. It's not like AJ Lee is smoking Nikki Bella, because even that bullshit she did on SmackDown wasn't all that. Like, that shit looked kind of goofy when she was beating up with Becky Lynch, and that's my point.
All right.
That's time.
Just time.
Yeah. All right, team 1. It's time for y'all closing arguments.
All right. Let me get the first 2 minutes, Terrell. Then it's all yours. How many minutes we have, Mr. Ed?
You got 4.
All right, I got 2 and you got 2. All right, start it up, sir.
All right, man. Nikki Bella brought attention to WWE, right? But AJ Lee brought credibility to the women's division. Credibility. She paved the way for Paige to do the women's revolution. And that's just being for real. Don't sit up here and look all goofy and crap, because you know it's true. Nikki Bella, bro, Nikki Bella only got camera time because she became champion. And then you want to talk about the greatest heel turns of that era. The only reason why Nikki Bella was even the heel of her time was because she betrayed her own sister and was comfortable doing it. Meanwhile, AJ Lee was a heel because she had story to go along with her heel turn. She had story with getting her heart broken, doing the kiss of death, that led into her having a singles run. For real. So, with that being said, AJ Lee was actually paving a way to have longer matches. Think about it. When Nikki Bella was champion, matches started to become lackluster again. They became shorter. Probably not even longer than 5 minutes. Again, it had to restart to do something better. And even AJ Lee's on her exit out of WWE, she was still advocating for women's wrestling to become better than what it was, because she had the window wide open for that. Nikki Bella wasn't thinking about that. She was just thinking about fortune and fame. Fortune and fame ain't nothing if you actually have talent. And the only talent she had was running her mouth and being problematic. For real.
Okay.
I mean, I'm through with the debate. I see. Like, I'm through with the debate.
No debate. Okay.
It's all good.
I got a minute left. I can compress this. All right. To add on to the fact, yes, AJ Lee wasn't the person that started the revolution. It was Paige, but AJ Lee was on the way out when Paige was on the way in. Literally, there's a movie showing that. Check it out. Fighting with My Family with Florence Pugh. Second thing, yes, AJ Lee was, in my comparison, sort of like a Daniel Bryan with a whole bunch of PC people. Because even on Evolve, shout out to Evolve with PWF, they only have maybe 5 to 6 minute matches with women. Guys have it too, 4 to 5 matches, 4 to 5 minutes at most. AJ Lee with chicken shit made chicken salad. Every single time. She was eloquent. She was articulate. She knew what she had to do. She knew her objective. She knew her place. And even after getting crapped on and being as the side hoe for various men over the years, she still had the championship. And again, this woman went to NXT to try something, and they kept sending her back over there to have fun. Then before she left, she still, on her last days, wrestled her heart out, even with injury. It's documented. Nikki Bella, once she's like, oh, my neck. That was it. She was out for a year. It's documented on Total Divas.
I mean, let's not forget
AJ,
Dutch Mantle. Yeah, even Dutch Mantle even advocated for AJ Lee because even he knew in the locker room she was a threat.
Triple H and Dusty.
And the ladies in the locker room knew that too.
Yeah.
They did. They was hating on AJ. In ring, out the ring, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Who?
Nikki Bella was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Doing that pipe bomb.
And it was obvious.
Stop talking.
It was definitely obvious.
Wait. Prove this.
Hold on.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Y'all have that time now. Let me.
All right, they time up. So, but hold on. Before you go, Reg. All right, for the people in the chat, now that y'all have heard both sides of the debate, it's time for the voting part of it. Which
They
team
didn't already voted.
Hold on. What team do y'all think had the better argument? A type 1, if you think Team AJ Lee got it, Terrell and
You know
Alex.
the reason why we're here, so it
Type 2,
don't
if you
matter.
think- Type 2, if you think Team Nikki won and Reg and Kai got it.
Come on,
So,
everybody.
Whoever y'all think had the better argument. Hey, nigga, we're not playing both sides. No, pick one team.
That once in the chat. You gotta put a number, 1 or 2. Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. You gotta put the 1s or the 2s.
Hey, Reg, you can get to what you were saying.
Bon appetit, Mr. Black Couch. Go on, Reg.
And I count the
I'm gonna
votes.
say this right now.
Wait, was that an apple or what?
Damn.
I don't know what that was. I just said bon appetit.
I'm gonna say this.
Was
right
that an
now.
apple or Pringles?
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say this right now.
Oh,
All right,
I'm
Rage.
gonna
Sorry.
say this
Go on.
right now. If it wasn't for the WWE, I wouldn't know who the hell AJ was. And frankly, I don't give a damn what she did post WWE. I don't give a damn what
hey,
she
look,
did.
whatever.
post
Evidently
WWE.
you do. Evidently
I
you
don't
do because
give
you
a
wanted this debate
damn.
so bad.
Okay, and
You
then-
wanted this debate.
and then-
You wanted this
hold on,
debate.
Hold on. Y'all
You
spoke.
You wanted it.
You spoke.
came up with a
Y'all
poll.
literally
and you got mad
I
how
literally
people
just
voted.
spoke. I
You
just
wanted
spoke.
a
Y'all
debate.
just spoke.
Hey, hold on. Let him go. I just told Reg
This
to
don't even
go.
have
I
nothing
just
to do with the debate. So
Yeah, I
why is he
just spoke.
speaking about it?
And then,
I know, Terrell, let him speak,
We here
sir.
because of you.
then
We're here because
y'all
of
made
you.
the point. Y'all was trying to make the closing point that she still advocated for women's wrestling after she left.
What does it
So
have to do with the
she was
debate?
advocating for women's wrestling during the peak
The
of
debate is
women's
over.
wrestling when the 4 horsewomen were wrestling. Who gives a fuck? They're better than you. We
The
don't
debate is
care.
over now.
Yes,
They're voting.
she was a rabble rouser, just like her husband, trying to get attention, usurping from WWE. We don't care. Everybody what she was advocating for were better than her. So who cares?
Rage.
Wow.
You're raging right now. The debate is over.
I know.
But don't forget
No,
we're here
that
because
makes
of
no
you.
sense.
We're
All
here
right.
because you wanted
All right,
to
but hold
debate.
on.
Yeah.
All right, chat, real quick, chat.
Nobody
Before
even
niggas
wanted
get-
this freaking debate.
Before niggas get out of
You
hand,
wanted
chat.
it.
We debated, right?
I'm not.
This is
I'm not
just a debate. This don't mean that. Listen, we debated because some people in the chat was getting emotional, bro. It don't mean that motherfuckers think Nikki Bella is better. We just did it for content, bro. Like, calm down. Like y'all, some of y'all didn't even listen to the actual debate, and y'all was still going with whatever y'all wanted anyway. We just did this to like past wrestling ideas. Like I don't know if Nikki Bella. I'm gonna be honest. Doing
I'm
research
talking
for
to
this,
you,
I was
D-Walk.
like, oh, Nikki Bella actually got some points. But I've never said Nikki Bella was better. I just wanted to debate because it's it's fun. So some of y'all in the chat, y'all hella emotional. Like y'all gotta calm the fuck down.
These are great debaters, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait,
Hold
what
on.
was the issue? Wait, if you, I didn't ask. Hey, the issue wasn't. Wait. If you didn't want to debate, you didn't have to. And then I was making a point. I was just giving my final.
Yeah, I just thought it would be fun, so let's do it.
Okay, but then why did that need to
But
be
you
said?
taking it personal why they voting? Like you getting mad why they voting?
You voted,
Yeah, but
but
to be
you
fair,
made
it's
your
first
choice.
mad you got mad
Wait. You're telling me that. Wait, you're telling
It's
me
over
that.
now.
Wait. This is Ed's platform, so you asked Ed. You didn't ask me. So let's make that be clear.
It was literally just voting, and you had something to say about our close.
Hold on. That's going. What? This Red was trying to make a point. Hold on. Red was trying to make a point, and the time was up, and I let him know that. But I told him after I say what I had to say, he could go on and make his point because it was something else that he had to say. That's not going to add anything to the argument. But we wasn't just going to just get off after the debate, so I was like, he can go ahead and say his point. It don't need to escalate to this point. We're taking it too far.
I'm cool. And then,
Oh,
you didn't ask me to be on here.
I completely agree with Ed. Let's talk like civilized people. And let's
sorry,
get to the
Ray.
debate. Because by the way, Terrell, we won. I counted the numbers. It was like 8-2.
Right, but
like,
I think for the people for everybody that voted in the chat, let me know why y'all picked who y'all picked, and I'm gonna say who I think won the debate because I personally think the voting was rigged.
What?
I mean, shoot, it's a learning moment.
I'm gonna explain why I think.
Okay.
But I'm gonna explain why I think Kind of Red should have won this debate because Team AJ Lee they won 7-3.
Wait, but you a judge.
We won.
Yeah.
We won, bro. It's okay.
I mean, I could just rig it and give them the win, but that wouldn't be fair.
Come on.
It's all. They already lost 7-3, but 7-4 with my vote because I think they had a better debate. I think.
Yeah.
The problem with Alex and Terrell with y'all debate, it was like y'all mentioned stuff, but it was like certain stuff y'all didn't have an example for, like the restarting matches. You mentioned that, but you didn't have an example for it. So it's just kind of like, okay, where's this going? You know, it's like it was inducted as a Hall of Fame and it's like as a tag team, but the Usos gonna be inducted as a tag team in the Hall of Fame. So when is that a negative on somebody? I don't get where that argument comes from. You can be inducted as a tag team and still be great.
I mean, you can be inducted as the Hardy Boys, but we
have
know
let's do a rebuttal though.
That's like the reality of it. Like, oh, the Hardy Boys got inducted. Yeah, but Jeff is better than Matt, but also Matt is better than Jeff. It's always subjective.
But they still got inducted as a tag team. That's the point. They were still in, and it's even like the in-ring stuff. Like we talking about them who's better all the time because at the end of the day, it's not just about the in-ring. Because if it's about in-ring only, then Okada is the best fucking wrestler in the world. And we know that's not true because he's great in ring.
Is the voting based off of what the people say or what you say?
No, it's based on everything, based on what they say.
They won.
Yeah, they won, but I'm just saying.
Listen. Y'all.
I've never seen a debate where a judge should say who should have won. I've never seen a debate like that in my life. For the past 34 years I've been alive, I've never seen that in my life.
No, I already said that y'all won the debate, but I was giving my opinion on who I think won.
Even with Terrell, I thought Terrell opener was good as fuck. So I was like, even when he said, "Oh, I'm like, damn, this shit is pretty damn good."
No, it was a great.
I think
I had to make it good because shoot, y'all are the freaking professionals here.
Yeah,
I don't know about professionals, but
you've done more debates than us. I've lost twice in a row. You guys have been monsters on debates. Let's be real.
Wait.
Y'all some monsters for real though.
I lost two. Hold on, I lost two debates too.
I feel like I was
that's
going
not true.
No, you didn't lose two.
Levels of Dragon Ball.
Because the debate me and you had ended in a tie because Willa quit on me.
Oh yeah.
I was going up against Jason and Michael Myers right now.
Yeah,
y'all some beasts.
Jason,
I don't know about that.
I think
Team Nikki Bella has more compelling argument in my opinion.
Nah,
But-
y'all.
Nah, y'all definitely won, but you gotta understand it's harder. For us, I think. Well, for me, because I don't believe Nikki Bella better. It was harder for me to find points to argue that shit. But y'all definitely won. But that shit was hard, bro. Like I don't like Nikki Bella.
No,
Fuck Nikki Bella.
No,
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
y'all did what y'all was supposed to do because, bro,
I don't like Nikki Bella, bro.
Y'all put me up on.
But even now,
Nigga, I had to research that shit, bro. I
Y'all
don't
got
like
me,
Nikki
y'all,
Bella.
hey, for real, y'all got me rethinking my whole angle about Nikki.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too. Because Nikki
I
Bella's
never
like,
said-
I hate her,
yeah.
but I'm like, she's an okay wrestler in my book in the times of it all.
Nah,
Like I
she
said,
asked.
like for
She
real,
asked.
I ain't gonna never like I
But-
would never take credit from Nikki. Like you
Yeah.
asked my lady, I was
Nah,
over
she
here
asked,
singing, I was
bro.
over here singing
Also-
Bremo. I was over here singing Bremo and Nikki
No,
Bella all night.
I want to say thank you to Ed because Ed was the one that specifically said like let's stick to the 13 to 15 era. Because again, if we would
Right.
have connected to the
You ain't
Four
finna sit up
Horsewomen
here and say
everything
this
else,
on his
that was a
live.
whole nother
You
story.
ain't finna sit up here and say Brie Bella's song suck on his live. Brie Bella's theme song was the stuff. See, I'm trying not to curse. Brie Bella's theme song.
Paige versus AJ Lee would have been too easy.
Now,
That
I
would
will.
have
It
been
was
easy.
a
That would have been
movie.
too easy.
For God's
I
sake.
will say this, though. I'm gonna say this.
That theme song was in. I don't care what you say.
Paige would have smoked AJ Lee. That would have been too easy, bro. Hell no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paige would have won.
Hey,
Even if I
This
was
is
taking
way
AJ
harder.
Lee twice, I would have been like, you know what, I forfeit because Paige alone started the whole damn thing. It's
that would've
documented
been
in the
easy,
movie
bro.
and
Hell
everything
no.
after that.
but that's the president of Becky Lynch fan club. We didn't want to see her face Nikki. We didn't want to see her versus Natalia, and we still don't want to see her versus AJ Lee.
Nope.
So I'm
That's facts.
like, it's not just Nikki. It was Natalia too, and we don't even want to see the AJ Lee match. That shit is gonna be worse than the Nikki Bella match.
Yeah.
And the Nikki Bella
I
match
know.
was decent.
I ain't gonna lie though. Natty needs to have a good little run on WWE before she goes
She
though.
needs to come back as Natty. Just like have a like you're doing the Bailey mental craziness. Why can't Natty have that? Someone threw
Ain't gonna do it.
in the head. She
Yeah,
went
bro,
crazy.
Natty on AAA was Natty on AAA was a whole different
Yeah.
beast. And in GCW, but
It was Natalia and Evolve. It wasn't Natty, which I wish I would have saw Natty fight Callie Armstrong. That would have been a good match. It was still a good match, nonetheless, but still.
but all jokes aside though, man, this debate was eye-opening for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting up here looking calm, bro. But when y'all was doing y'all points for Nikki, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I felt like I was Smokey in Debo's pigeon coop.
Now y'all had some good shit for AJ Lee. I ain't gonna lie.
No, thank you for that. We appreciate that.
'Cause I couldn't.
Nah.
Seth
That's
and
up to y'all.
Roman
This was my. I think.
Seth and Roman.
I don't think I did a debate. I know I judged y'all that love stories in WWE debate. I think this was my first one actually. Have I been in the other one?
I think me and you did one before.
That was, hey, I ain't gonna lie, that
Maybe one,
Why
maybe
love-
another one.
yeah, why
This
love
probably
stories,
my second one.
why love stories should exist in WWE. That was like my first debate in life.